Wall Street ended a turbulent week with solid gains on Friday, with the Dow adding more than 1.5%, the S&P 500 rising 1.8%, and the Nasdaq climbing 2%. Stocks were whipsawed throughout the week by the chaos of President Donald Trump's multi-front trade war, which included a reprieve for duties on European goods and a tit-for-tat tariff escalation with China. Chris Constantinos is chief investment strategist at Riverfront Investment Group.
At the end of the day, the uncertainty that this shows, not just for consumers, but also for businesses trying to make decisions in real time about hiring and CapEx and investing in high RRR potential projects, but which take capital up front. All of these types of decisions are having to be put on hold because of this low visibility environment. So we need to understand that as it stands right now, we think the economy is in relatively decent shape. We think inflation's in relatively decent shape. Um, we think employment's in relatively decent shape, but that could all change fairly quickly if we don't start getting some resolutions.
Economic data on Friday offered further evidence that inflation continues to cool, with the Labor Department's Producer Prices Index unexpectedly falling last month. A separate report, however, showed consumer sentiment deteriorated sharply in April, with inflation expectations at their highest level since 1981. But two Federal Reserve policymakers managed to soothe investors' nerves. Boston Fed President Susan Collins said the central bank is prepared to keep financial markets functioning, while New York Fed President John Williams said the economy is not entering a period of stagflation. Meanwhile, first quarter earnings got off to a solid start, with major U.S. banks reporting better than expected profits. Shares of J.P. Morgan Chase gained 4%. Morgan Stanley also closed higher, while shares of Wells Fargo, which forecast lower net interest income, ended lower. All three lenders, however, warned of inflationary risks and a potential economic slowdown due to Trump's tariffs.